Hey, hey, hey. It's Good Friday, guys. How you guys been? I am back. Back like I never left. Yeah, man. I've been, I have a couple businesses. If you check out my YouTube, you'll see one of them. So I've been very, very tied up with that. Haven't had any time to trade. Um, but I've been keeping an eye on the market. Sometimes when I get in, or either in the morning before I leave out, I check into the market just to kind of see what's been going on, or what I'm missing, or what I could be doing, or whatever the case may be. And I saw MBOT was the hottest thing a couple days ago. Looks like it was a good opportunity for a lot of people. I mean, if you were able to get in and capture, wow, it went from like, what was it? I think pre-market it was in the threes or something, and it hit a high of nearly $20 in 2 days. Oh my God! I mean, that's a lot of potential money to be made there. That's the moves you look for in this market as a trader, as a day trader. You look for we thrive on those types of moves. Now, if only we were, able to hold it. Say you held it from down here. I just like to throw out hypotheticals just for excitement purposes. Say you had 1,000 shares down here at the open. It opened at 450. So you had 1,000 shares at 450. If you held to the peak of that one day, it went up to, I'm gonna say, 1050. So if you had 1,000 shares, you would have made almost $6,000. If you just held. So 1,000 shares, you know what I mean? You would have over doubled your account. Because in order to get 1,000 shares at 450, you would have had to have, about $4,500 in your account. And you would have made 6,000, nearly 6,000, doubling your account in one day. That's the potential with this market, man. That's what keeps me coming back. I'm sure that's what keeps a lot of people coming back. I also like the challenge of it. It's not even just about the full potential profit, reward, and all that good stuff. I like the challenge of just trying to get better and get and beat my past performances, and then beat whoever I'm up against in the market. Because it's some pros out here, but I love the challenge. That's why I stay here. I stay with it. But anyway, looking at today, there isn't much moving. I guess I picked the wrong day to come back. I'm not gonna say that because it's still early. Things pop up at any moment with the stock market. But right now things are pretty slow in the small caps. That is. I'm not even. I don't even have an eye on the big markets yet. But in the small caps, everything is pretty slow volume wise. You got a gap or two, but it's not. It's nothing to. It's not enough volume on it to even really pay it any mind right now. You have SPWH. It gapped up from that $5 area up to almost 550. Let's see if it had any news. On news, price target raised to $8 from $6. They also will appoint, as you can see here, Martha Bajar to its BD of, which is board of directors. All right, so it has some news. Well, that was on the 14th. I'm sorry, but today's news is the price target has increased, which in my eyes that's no news. But to each his own. It's all about how everybody reacts to whatever the news is. So it might be news to you, it might not be news to the masses, or vice versa. It might not be news to you, and it might be news to the masses, and that's what moves the stocks. But in my opinion, price target news doesn't fare too well. This is not enough of a catalyst to really thrust the stock into new territories and whatnot. So, but yep. Let's see here. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the markets. I haven't made any, as you can see, the equity is still about the same. So what I'm gonna do is I got a new goal, man. I have to, have to start setting goals, which I set a goal before, but I was just going sideways. I would make, lose a couple dollars. If you watch my videos, you can keep up with it. But the goal, you have to have goals. You can just get into the market and just do as whatever your heart feels at that moment. But you need to have a sound plan, a sound strategy, sound goals. Those three things you definitely need, but a lot of people try to circumvent it, try to get around it, and just do things on a whim or on a gut feeling, and that doesn't usually bode well. So the goal is $1,000 by next Friday. The account equity to be at $1,000 by next Friday. Now I would like to have it at that way before then. If I could have that, hey, by the end of today or Monday or Tuesday, that's even better. But I'm gonna give myself a realistic goal of the end of next week, which is Friday, have to be over $1,000. All right. So in that case, that's 5 trading days. I'm not sure if. Oh yeah, I actually think the markets are closed on Martin Luther King from past years. Anyway, let me double check. Yeah, so the markets are closed on Monday. All right, so that leaves me with 4 days, trading days. Well, if you count today, if you count today, I have 5 trading days to make about $500. I'm gonna just say $500. So I have to average. In that case, I have to average $100 a day. Average. Some days I want to hit 3, 400, 600, whatever it is. And some days might just get $50, but I have to average $100 a day. That's realistic. As far as my share size, I have $500. I'm sorry, 500 share max for this account size. I will not trade anything over 500 shares, and 500 shares is actually on the high side. But I would go as low as 300 shares and the max of 500. So my range of shares is 300 to 500. So it's gonna be a little harder to obtain those goals. Say for instance $100 a day, because with 500 shares you need 20 cent. Before commission. So I'm gonna say 25 cent worth of moves per day. Um, that's if you just take an in and out trade for those 21 in and out trade round trip for that. Because if you take multiple trades to get that 25 cent, then you gotta factor in commissions. Now you're really gonna need 30 to 40 cents to make up for the commissions. So anyway, my goal is to try to find stocks that where I see the potential of it moving 25 cent or more. If it looks like a stock, let's say for instance, as this one here, before this pre-market action, if you look at the overall, the range is not much. So like a stock like this, I'm not gonna play. The range is not big enough. You see, it goes from 490, where it went up from 514 to 490. That's just 25 cents. That's like its peak. I need some stocks with potential of 50 cent moves in a day or dollar moves in a day. That way I could just scalp 20 25 cent realistically off of that. So anyway, looking at the gap scanner, I'm not going to be here long. We're going to get off here before 8 o'clock so I can focus on trading. Let's see about the gap scanner here, guys. All right, so nothing as much changed. Nothing much has changed on it. The highest volume stock that is in between the $3 and $10 range with low floats. The max is 22,000 shares, and that's on that SPWH that I just showed you. That's the highest volume stock. Um, so that's just a telltale sign of what's going on here. The market is inching up. 264 made new highs here over the last couple of days here. As you can see, it broke its yesterday's highs. So we'll see if that can hold. If so, then that's a good sign for the market as a whole. That means the market is strong right now. It's bullish. But anyway, guys, I am happy to be back. I always try to leave you with some nuggets here. The key is you have to find a strategy and stick to it. That's the key. Find a working strategy, and the only way you can really find to know if your strategy is a working strategy or a strategy. When I say working, I mean your win percentage is 50% or better with that strategy. You have to back test it. Yeah, I know that sounds like some work. You have to put in hours and hours, and you have to back test hundreds, possibly, I'm not going to say thousands, but possibly thousands of stocks and test it against your strategy. Test it with your strategy. And then you pull out the results. You look at how many times it failed and how many times it succeeded. And then you get your percentage from there. So, if out of 10 times, well, out of 1,000 times you tested it with whatever stock, with whatever pattern you use, whatever it may be, if out of 1,000 times, 600 of those times it was right and 400 it was wrong, then hey, you got a 60% win percentage on that strategy. So stick with it. Stick with it. So it's gonna be. So you have to remember, it was 40% times that it did not work. So that means that even with a sound strategy, there will be times where it does not work. That does not mean to abandon the strategy. That's something that I had to learn over time. I used to do that. I used to bounce from one strategy to another. If one didn't stop working for like, if it went on a slump, like maybe 1 or 2 days of straight um, losses off of that strategy, and I just knew I was sticking to the strategy. I would just deviate from it and just say, you know what, I need to try to find a better strategy. Instead of realizing that um, the strategy works 60% of the time, so that leaves 40% of the time where it will not work, and that's been tested, that's been proven. So it will have a 40% of the time you will lose. But if the key is keeping your losses tight, being very disciplined in your losses, to where you can withstand that 40% loss to be able to make that 60% gain. Wow, look at the SPY. That thing had a big bounce up right here. Somebody fat finger it, or is it? But anyway, yeah, that's good. That's a good sign. Hey, all together. As you can see, look at the time. I told you guys in prior videos, stocks move also in time phases at the hour mark. Just how you have stocks that move sporadically at the whole dollar marks or the half dollar marks. If that's a mental point. Well, same thing with time. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock on the dot, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock is usually the hours where you see a lot of action at the hour mark. And as you see at 8 o'clock sharp, you got this move. Now look at this. Went up $2 and less, and really not even minutes, in seconds. Because if you were really watching it, the minute chart shows a minute, but it really took seconds to do that. Not even 5 seconds. It was a flash. $2. But anyway, guys, I just checked in. just to let you guys know that I am back. The challenge is on, baby. Get this 560 up to 1,000. You guys will see it firsthand. I'm gonna get it up to 1,000, and then I'm gonna continue up. My next goal will be 5,000, and so on and so forth. All right, guys. I will check back in Tuesday. Monday again. Remember is Martin Luther King Day, so it is no U.S. equity markets open. There are the NADEX, which is the NADEX. That's in another country there. That's open, but over here, we're gonna be shut down Monday. So Tuesday, I'll see you guys again. Take care.